So, good morning. My name is Jason Lipfeld, and this is the Hostos Student Leadership Academy Annual Winter Workshop Series for 2024. As some of you heard yesterday, this is year number 16, and we're happy that you could join us in this virtual environment. We really appreciate the support, and I know that a lot of you are here from different colleges and as well as the Hostos students. So thank you for making some time for us in this January in the freezing cold, frigid temperatures with all the crazy weather that's going on in different places. And I'm happy to see you. That being said, I want to give you as much time with your host as I can today. So for the first time in our history, we have Francisca Harding joining us. She's a graduate of several CUNY schools. I'll let her give you that history if she chooses to. We've given that out a little bit in the social media. I always like to bring back CUNY students to do these workshops because they're extraordinary individuals. They have developed and honed their talents and their leadership skills over the course of their careers. And so it was a real pleasure when Francesca reached out to me and said she'd love to do one. And it's my pleasure to introduce her to you and allow her to take you on this journey today that will enrich you and hopefully help you along your journey. So I turn it over to you, Francesca. Have a good time. I'm right here to help out.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Like Jason said, my name is Francisca Harding. I am a very, very proud alumni of CUNY. I started off in Bronx Community College as a single mother with two little kids, so I owe my life to the BCC Child Development Center, which is an amazing tool that allows us to be able to be college graduates and be a parent at the same time. I had the opportunity to transfer to Lehman College, where I majored in anthro-bio and chemistry and a minor in middle and high school education. Yeah, I'm a New York City public school teacher. From there, I transferred to CCNY, the City College of New York, in Harlem, New York, where I was able to obtain 2 master's degrees, one in science education and one in leadership education. My dream is to open my own school one day. I am now ABD at Northeastern University. I defend my thesis this month to become Dr. Harding. So I owe it all to CUNY. So welcome. I'm going to start off with our PowerPoint presentation. Today is going to be a very interactive session. It's not going to be me talking for 2 hours. Kind of gets a little boring. We're going to have sessions where we're going to alternate and we're going to learn about what is it so cool about being in the virtual realm? What can you do in the virtual realm that you can't do in person? I myself am an introvert. Yeah, right. Huh? Thanks to CUNY, I've been able to have these amazing leadership skills where, as part of student government, they equipped me with all the tools that I needed to now be a thriving entrepreneur. I've helped very little organizations to multinational organizations, and I'm very proud to say that's also the skills I learned through the Leadership Academy at CUNY. So with that said, let's start our show. So again, welcome. My name is Francisca Harding, and I'm honored to have you today. So today we're going to talk about how to equip college freshmen with virtual leadership skills. This is us at Harding Media. So why did I do that? It's important that you as a leader have your mark on the world, right? What is it that you do? What is your purpose? So today we're going to start with teaching ourselves how to effectively lead and manage in the virtual realm. So again, my name is Francisca Harding, and these are our objectives. So this is our agenda. Our workshop is going to take 2 hours virtually. Our title is Navigating Leadership Through Horizons, Thriving in the Virtual Realm. Our introduction is going to take way less than 15 minutes. And that way we can start automatically with our icebreaker activity. So our icebreaker activity is going to be led by Corey. I would like to introduce you guys to my team right now. Corey and Mecca, can you guys please unmic?
Hello, everyone. My name is Corey. I am the signatory officer at Harding Media. I attended Bronx Community College, where I met Francisca, and then move on to City College, where I have a master's in biology, in science, basically, well, a Bachelor of Science in biology, as well as a master in science education. I am a public school teacher. I have worked with Memorial Sloan Kettle in basically doing cancer research. Mecca? Can she connect?
Francesca, you're muted.
Mecca. Okay, so we'll get to Mecca in a bit. All right, so let's start.
Sorry. So icebreaker. So if everyone has a paper, on that paper, we're basically going to draw your professor, but you're going to listen to my instruction and how you're going to draw your professor. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is to draw a circle, just a simple circle. Then after a simple circle, I want you to go to the bottom of the circle and draw a vertical line. Vertical line, short vertical line. At the end of that vertical line, which under the bottom of that vertical line, you're going to draw his feet. In the middle of the vertical line, you're going to draw his hands. On his face, you're going to draw two eyes. His nose, his mouth, his ears. Okay, so if everyone can just turn on their camera for a minute and just hold up their professor that they have drawn, I'd appreciate it. Just for a minute, guys. Just hold up the picture. I know. It's just for a minute.
Let's give them 2 minutes.
I'll give you 2 minutes.
They're starting to draw again. Why don't you give those instructions again, just in case?
Okay, just for a minute, guys, and then you can turn your cameras off. Now, if each of you look at everybody's professor, you can see that there's some variation and there's a difference to it. This is because you worked as individual, not a team. Now, if you work at a team, your professor would look the same way. But as you can see, some heads are smaller, some heads are bigger, the hands are straight, some hands are up, some feet are down. So this is what we mean by when it's come on to virtual, you have to communicate as a team so everybody has the same person. Got it? All right, you guys can turn off your camera now.
Thank you for those who shared. I saw about like 4 pictures there. So I want to thank Cynthia, Raja, I believe that was Keisha. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Thank you for those who shared your pictures. I appreciate it. Now we're going back to our PowerPoint. And so what we just did, it's basically what we're going to be doing for the entire presentation. So we have a couple of sessions. So this is our agenda. In session 1, we're going to discuss how virtual communication mastery really works. Even though Corey gave clear, precise instructions, a lot of us didn't hear the instructions. Some of us started drawing in the middle of them. So what is the correct way to virtually communicate with your audience? What are the key things you need to be able to master these? These are going to be each sessions for 10 minutes. Session 2 is going to be remote team management. I believe Mecca is going to be doing this session, if we can get Mecca to connect. And where she's going to discuss what are the management tools and skills that you need to be able to manage a team remotely. Just like Corey did in the icebreaker, even though we all had the same instructions, each mind, it's its own world. We all see the world differently. And that doesn't mean that you're wrong, it's just that way that you see things. So how can you take those skills and adapt them into a remote team? Then I'm going to talk about adaptable leadership. What is it to be able to adapt yourself in each community or in each environment as a leader? There are many different types of leaders. So what kind of leader are you? We're going to do this for 10 minutes, then we're going to switch around. Then whoever is in session 1, we're gonna break out to Corey, then Mecca, then we're gonna switch until the 30 minutes are up. We're gonna come back to the main room and do the same thing again 3 times. Any questions? You can please use the hand gesture. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat, or you can raise your hand and I'll be more than happy to call on you. Okay. I see none. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. So, session 1, we're going to discuss understanding the challenges of virtual communication. What are some strategies for effective virtual communication? And we're going to do a little interactive activity in the main room. We're going to discuss role playing. So I'm going to give you guys a role, and I'm going to pick a couple of you where you're going to role play being a remote team and how do you guys communicate. So I want you guys to do something similar to what Corey just did. One of you guys is going to take the leadership role and you're going to give instructions to the rest of the team, where we're then going to communicate what were the difficulties, what were the mishaps, where was the miscommunication, and how can we have better virtual communications. With that said, I want to give you guys a couple of minutes to be able to get ready for the sessions. So if you do not have a piece of paper and a pen, I would appreciate if you got one. If you do not have physical papers, I would appreciate if you open up a note or Pages or Word in your computer so you can take down some notes. At the end of the day, this is still a training class. We're here to learn. I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes to do this, and then we'll come right back. Okay, so we are back. That is another strategy when you are running a virtual meeting or anything. Always give people some time to be able to get themselves together and collectively. You don't know what anyone's virtual situation is outside of, because we're not in the same spaces. So we need to be empathetic and mindful of other people's situations. I believe we got Mecca back. So we will be able to start the sessions. So some understanding the challenges of virtual communication technology is always an issue. Sometimes we either lose the Wi-Fi or electricity, depending on the weather. Some things can happen to the technology that you're using that will apprehend you from being able to participate and be able to effectively communicate virtually with your team. Isolation is another one. Being part of a virtual team and being in your own realm sometimes causes a lot of isolation. While physical health is important, so is the mental health. So make sure that you're not isolated in your role as a member of a virtual team. And there's always potential for poor oversight. Sometimes things happen again. You could be in the middle of a presentation and you get a middle of a phone call or a FaceTime call, and you might miss a cue or something important to allow your team members to be able to effectively communicate with you and be able to have meaningful discussion of what your project is. We're going to talk about strategies for effective virtual communication. So these are the 4 main things to effectively virtually communicate with your teams. So deadline completion, make sure that you meet the deadline. You always have to come together as a team to construct those calendars. When do we start? When do we meet? How long are we going to meet for? So these are things that is important to be able to maintain in a schedule. Ensuring operational, make sure that all your team members have the tools that they need to operate in a meeting. Make sure that your team members have ways to communicate. If they don't have a cell phone, do they have a laptop? Can they go to the public library? Is there a library on a CUNY campus they can go to where they can use the technology that they need to be able to effectively virtually communicate with the rest of the team? And reliable communication is important. Understanding how to communicate reliably with people, understand that your team members are there not just for themselves, but for you and the team as a whole. We are now going to the breakout sessions. Let me stop my share. So for breakout room number 1, you'll be joining Corey. For breakout number 2, you'll be joining Mecca. You can join whichever room you want for the first session. Pick the one that you feel that will be best equip you for the tools, but remember that you're gonna alternate. When you have 10 minutes with Corey, then you'll have 10 minutes with Mecca, and then you're gonna have 10 minutes with me, and then we're gonna alternate the groups around like that. Any questions so far? We have 24 participants, 3 rooms. Any math?
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes.
Is, how do we pick? Do we just click on it and it puts us in the room?
Yes, so either I can assign you to the room, or you can tell me what room you would like to choose, and I will assign you to the room.
Okay, great. I don't mind wherever I start.
Okay, so session 1 is where Corey would be. I'm putting it in the chat. Session 2 is Mecca, and I will be in the main room. So if you put in the chat what room you would like to be in, I can assign you to those rooms. Yes, Raja, this would be room 3.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now, Mecca. I will be assigning you to room 2. There you go. So as I can see, I believe we all have an assigned room except I think here it is. Jade, did you enjoy your session? Angelique, are you ready to join the next one? Yes, ready? Okay. So I'm gonna ask you, well, we're gonna put you back in the rooms and we're gonna switch the co-hosts. So it's a little easier to manage than switching everyone back and forth. This happens in the virtual realm. You have to make decisions last minute that are more manageable and better for everyone else. So everyone that was in room 1, I am literally just gonna switch to hosts and we'll be back.
Actually, Francesca, I to get the people back into the main room, I did close the breakout rooms. So
So
he's
everybody's in the room.
doing a countdown, but I think
Okay.
once the countdown is done and everybody pops back in here, they can just go into the alternative room.
Perfect. Okay, so then you'll help me reassign them to the next shows. Okay, perfect. So how were those sessions? Did you guys enjoy the session? Did you enjoy? I would love and appreciate if everyone can either unmute and tell me 3 takeaways from your session, or you can put it in the chat.
I'll speak. I like how Miss Burris, Corey, how she actually really broke down how important it is to communicate as a team, especially being in leadership, and how teamwork actually works. Because sometimes you do have to deal with heavy-headed people and as leaders. So I really like how she really helped me to understand how to communicate effectively, even with those who try to rub you on the wrong side. And also making sure that not just myself get to the goal, the final meet the deadline, but ensure that other people are also able to complete the whatever tasks we're doing together. So I really enjoyed that session.
Francis, you're mute.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hughes, for sharing that. Is there anyone else that would like to share any key takeaways from their session?
So it looks like some people already jumped into the second session.
Oh, okay. This is wonderful. Okay, see?
And
So
you send the people back to the
let's put them back in the breakout session room. So everyone who was in session room 1, I'm just gonna move you, Corey, to room 2, and I'm
Okay.
gonna move Mecca to room 1, so that way everyone can stay in the rooms. Okay. Here we go. So welcome back to the main session. I hope you enjoyed those breakout sessions with Corey and Mecca. I am a very blessed woman to have such an amazing team. And if you weren't here in the beginning of the session, we all met at CUNY. We were all college students and we started in community colleges and we all graduated as graduate students together. And now we work together and run our own company. It's the beauty and magic of CUNY. So, strategies for effective communication. I hope that the key takeaways from that session was clear communication active listening and nonverbal cues in a virtual setting. Does anyone have any input on any of these 3 strategies? Anything you want to say about your session that was a key point takeaway that you hold dearly?
I really like that. I was informing Corey about how there wasn't good communication within my study groups, and she was saying that we need to how we speak and how we go about things and how we talk to each other can help out. And I really appreciated what she told me, because now I can effectively talk now with my study group, and hopefully we can all work better together now.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Thank you, Corey, for that. So now we're going to start session 2. I am definitely going to give everyone a 5-minute break. It is 10:53 a.m. right now. Hopefully we can return all back at 10:58. It is a 2-hour session. I know we have physical and bodily needs. You might be thirsty. You might want to go to the bathroom. So being mindful as a virtual leader is important to give people their own space. Like I started with the session, I'm an introvert, so sometimes I need 5 minutes for myself before I can come back and be my beautiful, bubbly self. So we are going to take a 5-minute break. We are all coming back together at 10:58. I look forward to seeing you then all. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. I would love to start session 2. Here we will have 3 breakout room sessions. The first room session, again, will be with Corey. The second one will be with Mecca, and the third one will be with me. We are actually going to be looking at how to manage remote teams effectively, a case study from CUNY. So I hope to begin at exactly 11 a.m. Don't know who's back here with us. Let me know if you're here. Unmute. Say hi in the chat. Let us know where you are. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Keisha. Am I saying your name right? Is it Kashia or Keisha?
It's Keisha, and I'm very happy that you just pronounced it right off rip. So we're not going to change it.
All right.
We're school teachers. We have no choice.
I think name is important. I think culture is important. We literally surround our work of being culturally relevant. I think it's very important to acknowledge identity for people, especially when we come from so many different backgrounds and we're all together in this melting pot that's called New York City. So to me, having identity and culture is very important. So I hope that you are getting that out of our company, Harding Media, that this is real to us. This is what we really believe, and we try to educate others on what our mission is. And is that representation matters, no matter who you are, what you do, where you come from, you matter. Okay, so I'm going to start the breakout rooms again. Everyone is in a room right now, so Corey, let's see what room you're in. Okay, so Mecca, I'm gonna move you to room 2. Corey, go to room 1 and I'll be in room 2, and in 8 minutes we'll switch. See you then. Welcome back, everyone. So I hope that from that session, you took away in remote team management, the most important thing is characteristics of a successful team. I hope that during the team collaboration tools, you were able to be exposed to the tools as Slack, Zoom, and Trello. These are all virtual offices or spaces that you can use to communicate effectively virtually. And I hope that my case study allowed you to connect with ways that you can find internships or partnerships that can in turn either turn you into a potential employee or employer. We have a third breakout session, but we will not go into our breakout sessions because we ran out of time, guys. So we will be doing it in the main room. This session was supposed to be on exploring different leadership styles for virtual environments, flexibility and adaptability in leadership, and then we were going to do a group activity. So because of time constraints, I'm going to allow Corey to do her session here in the main room, and right after she finishes, Mecca, you will do yours. So Corey, the floor is all yours. You're muted. You're muted, Corey. You're still on mute. There you go.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay, thank you. All right, so the first thing that we are going to be looking at is encourage autonomy. And so I'll be doing, sorry, my apologies. I'll be doing flexibility and adaptability in leadership. So the first thing that we're going to take a look at is encourage autonomy. So you want to allow your teammates or your group members, or even in your workspace, the ability to make decisions on their own. So in order to make decisions on their own, you have to be willing to trust your teammates. Trust that they know what they're doing. You know, you're not going to hover over them like, every single minute. You're going to step back as a team leader and trust whatever changes that they make. It's good. Trust whatever changes that they make. It's going to give benefits to the group. It's going to make the group look wonderful. The next, we're going to talk about lead by example. Now, we talked about being flexible. If you as a leader, everyone's seen you being flexible, it brings everybody's stress level down. And when I mean stress level in today's age where you are working and you have your home and you have your children, well, some of you have children, some of you are working, jobs and coming to school. Some of you have multiple, you're doing 5 courses or 6 courses at the same time, and it can be a lot. So what you have to do sometime as a leader to take off the pressure off of yourself. And when you take off the pressure off of yourself, you're not trying to be a boss to anyone. You're trying to be a leader. So what you do, okay, you're checking in on each group member, you're making sure that they're doing what they need to do, and then you back off because now you yourself are putting trust and they are trusting you that you are trusting them so they can make right and proper decisions on their own. The last one that we're going to do is provide support and resources. Now, there are some incredible people that just has a wealth of information in their noggin. Like Miss Harding has a wealth of information. So sometimes I go to her and sometimes I have wealth of information. Sometimes she comes to me. So what you're able to do is in that group setting, you're able to know who knows what information. So you have somebody who is probably great at math, like calculus, every single math that you can think of. And you're doing a group project where there's statistic and bar graph that needs to be done. You lean on that person because that person is the one who can provide resources, who can provide support for you in that time of what you need to complete. The other thing is with resources, make sure the resources that you are supplying is actually good resources. When I mean good resources, I'm not talking like Wikipedia. I am talking like scholarly paper, but make sure that when you give those resources that they are broken down properly where each individual in the group can read it, can have access to it. Not everybody, I understand, everybody has a smartphone, but not everybody has access sometimes to information. So you yourself may have to provide that information for them. Now you're gonna say, "Oh, Miss Barnes, we don't have time to do that. Like the kid is looking up online." No, some people, you may be surprised, are not internet savvy. So you yourself have to be that resource for them, walk them through it gently. As a leader, you're going to be doing this a lot. In the nurse, wherever you go, whether it's in a nursing field, in the teaching field, in any field, running your own business, you are the main person that everyone's going to come to for resources because they're expecting that from you as a leader. Now, as a leader, it's no shame in asking other people in the group, do you have resources for this? Do you have resources for that? Because that's what each of them are there for. You're not their boss, you're their leader. And that's the difference. A boss tells you do da 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 da. A leader, you incorporate each other, you work off each other's strength. And that's the main takeaway. Any questions? Any concerns? Anything? Nothing? I must be doing my job great then. Thank
We have
you.
a great group here.
Yes, you are, because I love everything you guys are telling us.
Thank you. Mecca?
Okay, guys, I'm going to have to go through this pretty quickly because the time is almost there. So let me just go here. I'm going to discuss the different types of leadership styles for virtual environments. Okay, and everyone can pick their own type of style. There's a few that I came up with. One of them is participated leadership. And this style invites their staff to provide opinions about their business decisions and encourages them to want to put in that information and become a part of the company. The other leadership style is situational leadership. This is where the leaders are aware that there is no one size fit all approach. This allows everyone to adapt to different behaviors and to also see special needs of every situation. My third leadership style is transparency leadership, which is my favorite. Functioning in a way that's easy for others to see what you're talking about. You're being transparent and you're creating data that is accessible to everyone. Being transparent, I'm pretty sure everyone can agree, you feel more comfortable because you know what you're walking into. You know what you're getting into. You know what's needed. So those are just the three that I'm going to speak about right now because we have 6 minutes left. I had a lot more, but I'm not going to talk about those. But does anyone have any questions for me at this moment? Okay. Well, thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Before we leave, I just want to summarize real quick what we just did. So we talked about traditional and virtual leaders, teammate selection, organizational structure, the different type of leadership styles, the importance to access to information, team building, and psychological awareness, understanding that mental health is very important. And because of the isolation of being in a virtual team, sometimes it takes a toll. So communication is very, very important and always key. So with our time constraints, I would like to invite you all to additional resources. So if you join, you can find us all on LinkedIn. Myself, Corey, and Mecca are all members of LinkedIn, which is what I call Facebook for business. And LinkedIn, you can make so many connections with other CUNY alumni or current CUNY students that can last a lifetime. Just like I said in the beginning of this presentation, Corey and Mecca are both CUNY graduates. We all met on CUNY campuses. And because of the leadership training that we were able to absorb, we are able to still be friends and business partners. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without these two women. So I am eternally grateful to them. I do have a workshop evaluation for you guys. Like we said, evaluation is very important. So being able to understand our strengths and our weaknesses so we can be better organizer or better leaders in our own realms. So if you guys can please use your cell phone and scan this QR code, it's going to take you to an evaluation form for the team. If you can't scan it, just copy and paste. I'm also going to put this in the chat so you have access to it and you can give us an evaluation. Let us know how we did. And if there's any way that you would like to contact us, here's our information. You can email us at hello@hardingmedia.org or our phone number is 718-500-4568. We are available to help all CUNY students, definitely for free, to connect you with whatever agency you would like to. We serve as a bridge to serve our communities, and it was an honor to serve you guys. So here in the chat is the link to the evaluation form. And again, it was a pleasure to serve you guys. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, fabulous ladies. Enjoy your night. I mean, your day.
So thank you, Francesca. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Mecca. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to hearing from the group back. We're going to do a survey at the end of the workshops to get some feedback. I wasn't able to come into the independent individual rooms, the breakout rooms, because I wanted to make sure that everybody got to where they needed to go to. But I want to thank you, Francesca, for your work and for joining us and for bringing along such wonderful people with you. And for the group who was here, thank you for engaging, participating, and getting out into the breakout rooms. We didn't have any breakout rooms yesterday, but it was good to see everybody making their way to those as we went through today's schedule. For the rest of the program, we have, a great workshop this afternoon with Dr. Christina Marin from Phoenix. She used to work at NYU and she used to be here in Boston as well. She used to come and visit us in person, but now she's in Arizona, so she's going to do her workshop, and it's going to be how to deal with difficult people and using those great 4 agreements that people talk about all the time in the literature. So if you can join us for that this afternoon at 2:00, I'd look forward to it. If not, hopefully we can see you tomorrow or Thursday at one of the other workshops, and we'll continue to post throughout. But I want to honor your time and make sure that you get along your way here. And again, thank you to Francesca, Corey, Mecca for being with us, and thank you all for being here, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Mecca. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys. Thank you for
everyone.
having us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good day. I'll see you later.